So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, we are spending time in the kitchen this morning, and it doesn't need to be a chore when you can whip up something as easy and delicious as our sheet pan lemon chicken and potatoes. And get this, all in one dish, just one. It's simple prep at best, and no debates about who'll be doing the dishes. But if you do need someone to do the dishes, well, Dr. Michele is going to be showing us how plainly amazing it is and how to clean up after he does all of his cooking. I'm joking. You're not going to be cleaning, right? Are you?
Well, there's only one thing to clean. So
Yay!
I guess that's the point of the dish here. So it's.
I love your life. I actually really love your life. And I'll tell you why. Because on weekends, you're hanging around with Sia Khaleesi, making food, and now you get to cook for us. So we have the best of both worlds. So show us what you made of, sir.
Cool. So I think the real beauty of this dish is it's balanced. It's got really nice protein, carbohydrates, and some healthy fats coming from dairy and from your healthy oils, which is the first thing.
Yummy.
Always important. Second thing is it's just so easy, and you can just prep it, stick it in the oven, and go on with whatever else you need to get done. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to get straight in. We have our chicken breast, chicken thighs with skin on. You can do this the night before. We're going to do a little marinade with this dairy snack. So always nice to use like a nice, I don't know how to explain it, but like you have acid and you have this fermented product which really softens chicken. Gives you that really moist, delicious, succulent chicken, which is delicious.
Can I tell you what? The first thing that Graham ever taught me on the show when it came to the kitchen was, you know, try to marinate your chicken with a dairy snack and also with lemon. It will just help break down the protein and it'll make it. I'll never forget the day. That was probably my first week in studio and on set and in the kitchen, and G taught me that, and it's something I've lived by every single time when I have chicken, and especially when it comes to dry chicken or chicken breast. You want to make sure that it's nice and juicy. So I always whip out a dairy snack, whip out some lemon. So yeah, I definitely think we're on the right track here.
The nice thing about a hearty chicken with a bone in, sometimes you can marinate things for too long. Then you actually start to cook the meat and it gets that weird texture. With this, you can really marinate this for up to 2 days in the fridge.
Okay.
But minimum 30 minutes, up to overnight in the fridge. So literally just put a little bit of dairy snack over it. It's about 2 tablespoons of lemon. You don't want to put too much lemon. And then always season your marinade. It infuses salt into the chicken, so you get that nice depth of flavor. I don't always put pepper into my marinade, but if you really like pepper, you can.
We can. We're living life on the edge. I mean, each to their own. Everyone has their own preference. Of course, the hero ingredient here is our Clover Classic Dairy Snack. It is deliciously smooth and creamy, and it's also just the perfect ingredient to use as a condiment in this recipe, like I said. You can also serve it on the side to enjoy it on its own, or you can make it part of your meals. And of course, if you want to make this meal with a lower carb intake, you can use sweet potatoes or even pumpkin, and you can add any veg to this recipe. So really play on your macro balance. Like you said, there's good fats in there, there's protein in there, and if you did want to add any vegetable as well, you can do that. Wouldn't we have the potatoes?
So let's get going. So now this is 30 minutes later, or coming out of the fridge.
Boom, 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 boom.
Pack them nicely. You can spray that or oil your sheet pan. We are going to pour some oil over. Pack these into here. The potatoes I have are still whole. You can cut some of them, leave them whole, do whatever you feel like doing.
Sometimes we're about the easy and the convenient life, so we'll probably...
So what I like to do, which is just a quick tip, sometimes you can chop all your potatoes differently. And if you see like this, if you do that, and you put some whole, some cut, you get the super crispy ones, you get the slightly softer ones. Always nice to play around with textures and different,
And I love that. It's like a lucky packet of what potato you're going to get. Is it going to be crunchy? Is it going to be yummy? Is it going to be soft? Who knows? Let's try it out. Okay, so also some red onions.
Some red onions for infusion of flavor, and a roasted red onion is just one of the best things ever. Garlic skin on. You just put it down, put a knife on it, and if you have a pan, you can just beat it, but, leave the skin on. It really infuses a lot of flavor. So that's your basis. Here, so now you've got your aromatics, your flavors. You want to just put oil so that you can lubricate and cook it nicely. Drizzle with olive oil. And then this really adds a nice touch to this dish. Creates a little bit of a sauce. Also adds a richness and just so delicious. So what I like to do is just break little chunks of the butter, put it in between the vegetables. You can put it onto the skin like that. It cooks down into the chicken. Really delicious. Clean your hands nicely. Season one more time. Oven at 180, pop it in, leave it for, well, you can just check when your potatoes are nice and soft and your chicken is cooked through. usually about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so while that's being done, we need to work
We're
on
going
our
to do the
sauce.
dressing. And I've always had FOMO just looking at your Instagram when you're cooking for your friends and family. Now I feel like I'm a part of it. I literally was writing down everything or trying to memorize everything because I'm like, okay, cool, that's how it looks like. Okay, got it. So now we're on to the sauce.
I mean, it's so easy, and the reality is,
Too
it's with
easy.
hearty, healthy food. You always
Sometimes too easy because I always want to overcomplicate things. So like when
Yeah.
something is too easy, I'm like, no, can't we add paprika or stuff? No, sometimes just keep the
Keep it
recipe
simple.
as simple as possible. So onto the sauce now, we're going to take 3 teaspoons or tablespoons.
Yes, we want to create like a little bit of a dressing sauce. So that same dairy snack.
Yes.
You can go in with the lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
All right.
That's going.
And then we've got some oregano and some dill, which you can just chop finely.
Okay, can I
Sorry,
palm that
just
knife
grab
from
the
you?
knife.
Thank you.
So this is in the oven cooking. It's going to come out. It's going to be beautiful golden brown. You're going to have this nice product. But it's always nice to put a little bit of extra sauce. And I think what's nice is you can showcase what you've marinated with, right? You're using it in its cooked form and its raw form. And what's really nice about this recipe, remember we left the skin on. When these come out, they're roasted. They are... I actually want to show you.
Oh, okay.
This is the final product. Garlic that's been roasted develops a sweetness. It's caramelized. It's absolutely delicious. You chop that up. You chuck it all into that sauce. Take it out the oven. You dress it with your nice sauce. And then with this recipe, because it's a nice Mediterranean recipe, top it with some feta and some olives, and you have an absolutely beautiful dish.
Do you know what just came to my mind right now is that I would actually take the sauce and then just before we crisp it up, so you left it in for 30 minutes, you put it on, you grill it for like 5 minutes just to get it nice and crispy as well. And then you can even have the sauce as like another element of flavor.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm breaking things down because it's that simple, but it's quick, it's easy, and this recipe could be yours. All you have to do is go onto our website, expressoshow.com. That is where you can get your hands on your recipe. Dr. Michele, thank you so much. Look at you.
Cool.
Love this for us. Here we go.
Made with love by Clover.